Am I unmuted now?
Yes, you are.
Oh, good. All right.
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Okay. So I
Okay,
think
good.
get
Thank
started.
you.
Saida, do you want to give your speech?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. A few notes for you, particularly if this is your first meeting with us. You'll notice that you're muted and unable to mute yourself. After each application, the co-chairs may call on members of the public who wish to speak. You can ask to be recognized by raising your virtual hand, and you can do that by going to the reactions button at the bottom of your screen and selecting raise hand. It's important not to raise your physical hands or wave at the screen because we may not be able to see you among the participants. If you are on a phone, you can raise your hand by pressing *9 and *6 to unmute. Once you're recognized by a co-chair, I'll unmute you and you may be prompted to confirm unmuting on your device. If you're using an older version of Zoom, you can access the raise hand feature by clicking the participants button on the menu at the bottom of your screen and selecting raise hand. The chat function is available for technical support only, not to ask questions of the co-chairs. You can send me a chat if you're having any trouble and I can walk you through any issues you may be having. Barbara, Wilma, back to you.
Thank you so much, Saida.
Thank you, Saida. Welcome. I would like to, my name is Wilma Johnson, and Robert Brother is here too, my co-chair with me. And we are just about to start our agenda for the Street Fair Committee for September. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
The first group, the first agenda is Welcome Back from Summer. With us, are you here? Welcome Back from Summer. That's all I have on there is number one, Welcome Back from Summer. Is anybody here to tell us about the Welcome Back from Summer?
If you're here representing the application, you can raise your virtual hand.
It's the.
Are they here?
I'm not seeing them.
Why don't we go to the second one then?
Well, we're going to. Go ahead, Barbara.
The second one is the homecoming celebration, and it's the Nightingale Bamford School. Is anyone
Okay.
here for that?
Yes, confirm unmuting on your device. Great.
Good afternoon. Thank you for meeting us today. My name is Isel Tano. I am the Chief Administrative Officer of the Nightingale Bamford School. I'm joined by my colleague, Courtney Bino, who is the Director of Special Events. I want to thank this committee for hearing our application for a third time homecoming. I also want to express our gratitude for the approval of our previous applications. And it's nice, this is my first time talking to this committee, but I want to express the gratitude of our school. So for those of you who don't know, the Nightingale Bamford School is a K-12 school. We're located on East 92nd Street. We're a student of 708 students who come from all over Manhattan and over 100 zip codes. We've been on East 92nd Street for 100 years. And actually in 2019, we had applied for an application for our centennial homecoming street fair. So again, thank you for that. This is also a very special year for us because we are graduating. We are in our 104th year of being a school and therefore graduating our 100th class. So we're very excited about that. And if you don't know, Nightingale is a school that prides itself on relationships and knowing every child. Community building is at the heart of what we do, and events like homecoming really are critical to achieving that. And as a matter of fact, homecoming is the only event of the year for our school where our entire community is invited. So students, parents, our professional community and alumni. So again, this is a highlight event for our school in the year. It's an opportunity for us to showcase Nightingale and its school spirit, to welcome our neighbors and to be good neighbors. And as we did last year, we'll have what we're asking for is the street on 92nd between 5th and Madison from the hours of 8 to 3. Our event is actually from 9 to 2. So we've got an hour before for setup, an hour before for breakdown and cleanup. We will have face painting, poster making, food. We have
games. We have like a little soccer goal so the kids can, start to learn some of the games that the high schoolers are playing during homecoming. We also have a photo booth and a DJ. We'll have food trucks. It's just it's an opportunity for everybody in our community to get together, kick off the school year, but also support our athletes.
So one question is going to be about the food trucks. So you are having food trucks. I assume this is open to the community. It's not going to be a closed street that anybody can come and partake. Come and get it.
Yes, in the past, we've actually had people from, we don't turn anyone away, and we do welcome neighbors. It is a great opportunity for us to, be good neighbors and to showcase Nightingale. So we certainly welcome that. And we are, we are partnering this year with New York Food Truck Association, which is a women-led organization. So we feel like we're supporting. They are also on the Upper East Side, but they are not part of 48, but it is women.
Oops. Women.
I would just like to find out if there's anybody from the public that has any questions before I ask my question.
Okay, we don't have any raised hands from members of the public. We just have Michelle's hand.
Okay, Michelle.
All right, thank you. I thought I was going to go first. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, thank you. There's some background noise. I don't know if everybody else is hearing it, but if anybody knows what it is, see if you can do something about it. Okay, let me just ask you a couple of questions, and let me just say that I'm going to ask the same questions of everybody. So rather than have me ask the questions, when you hear them, try to incorporate them in your, presentation, so we don't have to be repetitive. Firstly, is this it's for everybody. So the whole school is K through 12. So it's going to be all the grades, faculty, administration, parents, and alumni. Have you had this particular event in the past?
Yes, we have.
And typically, what kind of a showing? That's a lot of people. What kind of a showing do you get?
In the past, we've gotten between 500 and 700 people throughout the time.
That time period, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a good showing. You don't use anything. You don't use the interior of the school at all.
We do. We have volleyball games in our gym for homecoming. So we have a max capacity in our gym, and we have our security guards checking how many people come into the building.
Okay, so you do use it. Is there any music?
Yes, we will be having a DJ. He will be participating from 9:30 to 2 p.m.
So you'll have amplification, which you need a permit for.
Yes, the permit has been submitted to the 19th precinct. I spoke to an officer over there the other day, and he said I can come and pick up the permit on the 26th of September.
Okay. One of my concerns, I know you said you're having food trucks. Others have heard me talk about this before. Did you say that they were from the Upper East Side? Is this a specific organization of food trucks that you're talking about?
It's the New York Food Truck Association. So they contract with food trucks from all over the city. The organization itself is based on the East Side. And most of
Sorry, can you just speak up? I'm having difficulty hearing you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. The New York Food Truck Association, it's based in the Upper East Side, but they contract with food truck vendors from all across.
Oh, okay. So their corporate location is in the Upper East Side, but they're not. All right. One of my concerns with food trucks, and I've expressed this all over all the many years, is we like very much to patronize our bricks and mortar businesses within our community, to give them the business. The food trucks are mobile and they go to all different parts of the city. They don't necessarily have roots in the Upper East Side in terms of their business. There is also concern with them in terms of compliance, not necessarily for this particular venue, but just for their general operation. So for those reasons, I'm always sorry when I hear that there's going to be an organization, a school that's been in this neighborhood for 100 years, represents the community, that you are not using community resources and giving your business to the bricks and mortar businesses in our community. Have you finalized your contract or whatever, or arrangements with the Food Truck Association, or are you free at the moment to discuss that and maybe go with bricks and mortar? I assume you're having things like pizza and you know, well, tell me what kinds of things you are having and how many trucks are involved, or do you think might be involved?
Yeah, so well, you can answer which trucks, but I would also like to say, you know, so as I mentioned before, we're you know, our students come from all over New York City and they come for this day. And so we do attract students and their families who do end up, they end up enjoying the activities at school, but then they stay in the neighborhood and and hopefully support the other neighborhood businesses. So
have you contracted with the food truck organization? I mean, have firm commitment to them?
We have contracted with the food truck organization. We found in the past that the food trucks were able to accommodate the large number of participants that we have a little easier than some of the other organizations in the neighborhood. However, we do try to keep them involved as much as possible. Sometimes we have to order pizza for some of our athletes. We would obviously use a pizza place close by. And also our students, you know, the food that we try to get is like snacky food. So if they want a real meal, they're going to go to one of the local restaurants in the area. So we're not serving necessarily like a full meal. It's French fries. We have a popcorn truck. We have a pizza truck. But then we have, you know, all of that stuff is also done earlier in the day so that, as Isel said, families come for the day, they come to homecoming for a little bit, and then they'll go out to lunch or they'll go out to dinner. And the rest.
How many trucks in total?
There's 5 trucks in total.
And these will all be parked on 92nd Street, or are they using any of the avenues?
They're only parked on 92nd Street.
5 food trucks on 92nd Street.
Yes.
And you feel you have room for your other activities?
Yes. We've done this layout in 2019 where we had 5 food trucks. They park on the opposite side of the street, and then we have our activities on the street, the side closer to the building, so that we can have our 15-foot fire lane down the middle. So there's nothing in the middle. It's both on opposite the 2 sides of the street.
Okay. Are there any garages on that block?
No.
Okay. Okay, I have difficulty supporting this for that reason, for the food truck reason. So that's my personal concern. Thank you very much.
Wilma, do you want to ask your question? And then I'm going to have a comment. So
Wilma, confirm unmuting. It should be *6.
You doing it?
I don't see her. Wilma, if you are hearing me, press *6 on your phone to unmute.
I wonder if I should give my comment first. Comment question.
Sure, go ahead.
The usual food that would be at a young person's place would be things like pizza, popcorn, that type of thing. Would it even be practical if you had a restaurant? We certainly have enough pizza places. Deliver the pizza. Would it stay warm? Would you have the personnel to give it out? Isn't an advantage of trucks that I see in something like this is the practicality of it. Do you agree?
Yes, that is why we ended up going with trucks this year. In the past, we've tried to use local vendors. And like you said, we don't have the staffing to keep the pizza hot and to give it out in the way that food trucks can. Even last year, we tried to use our in-house caterer and that didn't work. The food trucks, as for numbers wise, work better for us, but we try, to use our local vendors in other ways. Like I said, the amount of pizza that gets delivered to Nightingale is staggering. So, we definitely try to use our local vendors whenever we can. This particular event, though, just because of numbers, we have to use food trucks.
And also, our kitchen staff are part of our community as well, and this is a nice way for them, and they attend. This is just a great way for them to enjoy the celebration without having to worry about taking care of us, as they always do.
Right, like the third, I was just sitting at the table at the 3rd Avenue Street. They were all trucks. So I understand Michelle's point of view. I respect it. I understand another point of view. Is Wilma unmuted?
I think she's having trouble unmuting. Wilma, again, it's *6 to unmute.
You press the star first and then the 6, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure what to do.
I can try calling her, but I'm not sure if that
I'm
will
sorry, everybody. Let's try doing that. She's using her phone. I don't even know if she can pick
Yeah,
up.
I think we have to, thanks, Saida. I think we have to move forward.
Okay,
And
let's
hopefully
do it.
we'll
We're running the
connect.
meeting and
So if
Saida will help us with it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so if somebody is going to make a resolution here, then I think go ahead and make the resolution. Let's move along.
Well, I think we would have it even. Did you get in touch, Saida?
I'm sending her a text.
Okay.
Addison is here.
Oh, Addison, wonderful. Great. Okay, I make a resolution to approve this application. Addison? Do you want a
He
second?
gave a thumbs up.
Okay.
Call the
And-
question.
Yes, those voting no, I assume that's you, Michelle?
Yes,
Okay. So, and Addison did not raise his hand, so it's 2-1-0, and it's Michelle.
Wilma will have to give her vote later. We can assume that she's hearing us, so I hope she's hearing the meeting.
Maybe you could tell her to call me and I will keep it my phone. I'm using my computer, so I could keep my phone on a speaker and she can hear. If you would do that, Saida, do you want to do that? Meanwhile, I'm going to go on to the second. She heard enough that I think she can vote. Did the first person come, the people from the Archdiocese, the Cathedral of the Holy Trinity?
You're here representing Welcome Back from Summer, the Archdiocesan Cathedral of the Holy Trinity. You can go ahead and raise your virtual hand to be recognized.
Can I just ask Saida, the listing on the agenda is not in each case reflecting the institution.
It if you looked at the current agenda, it did. I questioned
Oh,
it.
not the
You always-
one that
Well, if
was
you
not
print out,
originally?
we do go through this every month, Michelle. If you print out originally, it's not necessarily updated. Things.
No, excuse me. This says homecoming celebration. They are still on this agenda, but they should have been listed as the
If you look at the
institution who's
current
having it.
agenda, you
So
would say,
that's should have been Nightingale. Now we
Correct.
have welcome back from summer. It is on the agenda. However, the institution is not
I
present.
understand, Michelle,
Just
and it was
making that
updated.
suggestion.
So let's
Can we
go
read
on,
What
please.
institution is that now? Welcome back summer. Who is it?
Archdiocesan Cathedral of the Holy Trinity.
Okay.
Are they here, Saida?
I don't think they are.
Okay, let's go on to number 3 at this point. The Steiner Fall Street Fair. It's the Fall Street Fair on 78th Street between 5th and Madison. And it's Saturday, October 14th from 10 to 4.
Hi, this is Gabriela. Thank you.
Hi,
for-
Gabriella.
How
Thank
are
you.
you, Barbara? Thank you for being here this afternoon and hearing us present our request for this special event. Actually, we did this first time about 2 years ago when we were coming out of COVID as a way of being able to gather our whole community. We tried last year. Unfortunately, we got your approval, but then the weather didn't help and it rained us out. So
We had nothing to do with that.
Right. So I still remain very grateful to this group for letting us do that. And so the community has been asking, are we having it this year? So we hope the weather will cooperate this time and that you bless our request. So it's also a special year for Rudolf Steiner School. We're located both on 79th and 78th Street. We have 2 buildings. So the request is to close 78th Street, and we're celebrating our 95th anniversary. So it's a special moment, and we have been mobilizing our alumni. Our graduates have been really close to us. We also have the class of 73 celebrating their 50th anniversary as graduates, and we hope to have these form part of an extension of the street fair. So we'll have the street fair until 4 p.m. We're asking that we please begin our setup at 8 in the morning, and then we have an hour after to clear out the street and organize everything there. And then we're having a special celebration for these graduates inside the building with a nice dinner for them. But the idea is to really bring together our youngest students. We start in the nursery and we go all the way through 12th grade. It's always also the one time of the year where all of us come together. So we are celebrating, we're offering games, but we're also asking everybody to help. So it's very nice to see all of us coming together, faculty, staff, myself as school director, my colleague Felicia Fischetti, who's also there on the screen as our events coordinator, parents, our alumni. We have an alum who lives abroad, who just happens to be in New York for their art show. And so she will be working on the street, doing some art show, some art activities with students and with anybody else who passes by. So the idea is to extend this event, of course, not only to the Steiner community, the broader community and our neighborhood. We're very close to people who walk by our street, particularly 79th Street. We have a lot of people inquiring during the day. So
And food. You'll talk about food. You'll talk about food.
I'll talk about food. Yeah, I wanted to say we have an average of between 400, 550 people walking by, at least that last time that we did it. Again, granted, it was right after COVID, so we may get a little larger crowd this year. We plan to have music, but we don't need any sort of amplification. It's just our students will be playing a little bit of jazz, and it's like whatever comes out of the instruments and some small microphones. So we don't need that to happen. And we will be using a few rooms inside our upper school building for quiet time, mostly for our younger guests. We'll do some storytelling, and so for that we want to create an environment that allows for a quiet time out, removed from the outside activities of jump roping and so many other things, that sand art and other things that will be taking place outdoors. So in terms of the food, and having heard what you said, we are going to have to, because of the crowd and because we are hosting our alumni, and then we have the dinner, and we have to prepare food for the visitors who are coming to the street fair, our in-house kitchen team can only handle so much. So we were thinking of a combination between sandwiches that we will make in-house, that's the same we did last time around. And then we're having an alum of ours who is in the business of farm to people. So that's what they do, is the local to the table, supporting their business. We are also going to have a gelato truck. It's a la mode shop. That's a local business from New York, and it started from a mother who had children with lots of allergies, and so she started to she found this business so that she can be sure that the ice creams are clean of all allergens. So we brought them last time, and it was very successful. And this is a small cart. It's not a truck. It's a small little cart with gelato. So we're supporting her, and we would love to add to that. We haven't closed the deal yet, but we were thinking of a taco truck. It's the only food truck that we managed to hopefully have there to support all of the other offerings that we are having with our sandwiches and chips and popcorn and other things that we'll have indoors. So that's the note on food.
Are there any bouncy castles or that kind of thing?
No.
Could you raise your hand, Michelle? This is not your meeting. I'm sorry, but I'm asking questions. I'm trying to run this meeting, and it's very difficult, Michelle. Okay. Are there any garages on the street?
No garages on 78th Street, and we do not have anything that inflates, or it's more activities that are in line with what we do at school. So we're going to be doing jump roping and games that bean bags and sand art and watercolor painting and things of the sort. Yeah. So nothing that will take extra space.
Just to double check, the graduates, the alumni that are coming, that will not be open to the public, but it will not be on the street. It will be
correct. We hope that usually what happens is they come and they join the fair. Right. Because this is a particular celebration, then we're going to move them into the building to have them have their own gathering there. Some of them haven't seen each other in a long time. So anything that is happening in the street is open to whomever passes by. And that's our hope too, that people get to know the work that we do at Steiner.
Great, thank you. All right, Michelle, do you have a question now?
Michelle.
No, I don't.
Okay. Anybody else from the public? Addison?
Just to let you know, Barbara, I do have Wilma on the phone with me, so that she's hearing the meeting. She just can't communicate.
And she can tell you how she's voting, I assume.
Exactly. Okay. Yes.
Great. Any other questions? Addison, do you want to? Okay, I will. What's the wording? Make a resolution to pass this, to accept.
I'll make a resolution to approve.
Okay, great. Then I'll second it. Anybody voting no, not voting for cause? Abstaining? Great. So we'll be, and I assume Wilma is also?
Yes, Wilma votes yes.
Okay, so it's 4-0-0. Wonderful.
Thank you.
And we still do not have the first ones are here.
That's correct.
Okay. They may not be coming. The next one is PS 183. It's a fall block party. Are they here?
If you are here representing PS 183, oh, I see you, Melanie.
Great, thank you.
And also Julie Clark is representing as well.
Okay, so East 66th Street.
Yes, East 66th Street. Hi, nice to see you all. Thank you so much for having
Thank you.
us. My name is Melanie Russo, and Julie Clark also joins me on this call. We are co-presidents of the PTA for PS 183, which is a public school located on East 66th Street between First and York. It's for pre-K through 5th grade. And we are hoping to have a Halloween Fall Festival celebration on October 14th, also the same day as the other fair that just spoke before us. We had done this event in 2019 before COVID, but this is the first year we're going to do something similar since COVID. We are very excited. We have 11 local businesses who are helping us that day to bring some of the excitement to the children in the school, all like the local after school sort of businesses like Simply Sports, El Dojo, the new Goldfish Swimming. We're not swimming, but they're going to be there handing out information. The new Goldfishies, Gym Time, Fast Break Kids, Maker State, the Ballet Academy, New York Kids Club, Standout Learning, and a few others. So it's really going to be a community event to give back to all of the kids in the community. We're hoping kids from all of the schools all around attend. There will be bouncy houses. There's going to be face painting, balloon making. We are not having any amplified music. There will be, Julie, feel free to jump in if
we have
we're going to have
arts and crafts activities.
Lots of arts and crafts activities. Some of the parents are going to do some magic. We're hoping to get our parent coordinator to do, a child-friendly version of a fortune teller. We're trying to convince her. All the kids are welcome to come in costumes. We'll maybe have a little contest by our school table. So yes, and we do have one food truck for the reasons that Barbara said, just because transporting food and we want to make sure that it's up to health code and everything like that. The truck has all of the permits. That's why we made that decision. It's more of snacks than anything else. We are canvassing the area still, the local restaurants, to see if they want to participate in any way. And then also there is a parking lot. There's a Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital parking lot. We've spoken to them. Historically, what they've done is we're going to start the fair like right after the lot, and they're going to have just like some of their guys at the top, just in case. So they'll direct someone, like a car coming in and out, and that even though it's a one-way street. And we also spoke to the officers at the precinct, so they're aware of that. So it'll be safe. And we'll have probably just extra parent volunteers there just in case as well. They also said that on the weekend, it's not very busy. It's for the week.
I do have one question. Isn't that the same? Isn't the farmer's market still around in October?
So the farmer's market is on 67th Street, which is why we're doing it on 66, but also 67th Street, there's an emergency. So we can't do it on that street because of that reason. Like you can't close that street.
I thought it was the same street. Okay.
Yeah, 60 it's in the back of the school. We're not going into the school. Also, everything will be outside.
Any questions from the public? Any questions from the community board?
I have one raised hand from Michelle.
Okay.
Does your insurance cover other children's use of your bouncy castle and all that? I mean, I know it probably covers your school, but it's open to the public. So are you able to let other children use those facilities?
Yes.
Does your insurance, good, okay.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, okay, good.
Addison? Is Addison unmuted?
Go ahead, Addison.
I'll make a motion to approve this as presented.
I'll second. Anyone voting no, not voting for cause, or abstaining? And Wilma also. Am I right? Saida?
Yes, she hasn't opposed.
Great. Thank you. So it's 400. Thank you. And good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Do
you.
we have curriculum night for our school? So do we, I love hearing about all of the events and I would stay on if we didn't have curriculum night, but are we required to still stay on the meeting?
No. And if you
Okay.
want
I don't
to
wanna
hear
be
more,
rude.
it
I
is
just-
get on our website and it is taped if you want to hear it.
Okay, thank
But I
you.
do have to
Thank you.
say, you bring
Excited
back
to talk to the
memories.
teachers.
I'm an
Oh,
old
good.
PTA president, so
Oh, really?
Oh, a lot of work. God
It's
bless
so
you.
fun.
it is. It
So
was.
much fun. We got to meet all the families and work with the teachers. So,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
Right.
Good luck to
Thanks.
everyone else. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. The next one is the annual block party, the Madison Avenue Presbyterian Church. And it's a full closure on 73rd Street between Madison and 5th. And it's October 15th. That's going to be a busy month.
It will be. That's me. I'm Shazna Hinckley. I'm one of the pastors at Madison Avenue. Thank you for having me again. This is our third year doing this. We used to, long ago, decades ago, do a block party every year, and we've brought it back in the last 3 years post-pandemic. I have a short list of things that have been asked of others that I will highlight, and otherwise it should be pretty easy. So we have one vendor coming who's going to handle bounce houses and limited food. We're not doing food trucks. In the past, we have done food in-house, and we've decided to kind of streamline the project for our staff by paying for the food. So the bounce house vendor will be having sort of, party carts, hot dogs, popcorn, cotton candy, that kind of thing. All of that is insured and open to the public. City is named as an insured party. We will have no amplified sound. There will be restrooms available inside, and we'll have staff there to handle that traffic flow and accessible restrooms as well. This is a joint event with the church and the Madison Avenue Presbyterian Church Day School, which is our preschool in our building, and also the New York City Children's Chorus, which is independent but housed in our building as well. So a large group of community members, but as I said, open to the public. Last few years, we've seen between 450 and 600, and it goes for just about 2.5 hours after a worship service on a Sunday. So that's what I've got. Any questions?
Any garage on the street?
There's no.
Okay. Any questions from the public? From the community? Addison? He knows I have used him.
I think unexpectedly, I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Unexpectedly, I'll second this. Anybody voting no, not voting for cause, or abstaining? Great. It's 400 then.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy it. Thank you. This is the Marymount, the Apple Fest, and it's a full street corner on 71st Street on Friday, October 20th. It's between 2nd and 3rd Avenue. Is that Sheena?
Stephanie, go ahead.
Stephanie?
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone. My name is Stephanie Thalada, Associate Director for Student Development and Activities at Marymount Manhattan College. And we are doing Apple Fest, like you mentioned, Friday, October 20th from 12 to 3 between 2nd and 3rd Avenue on East 71st. This is part of our, we do 2 festivals academic year, and we have Apple Fest as part of our traditional events that a lot of folks look forward to as part of homecoming. So it's really nice to not only have it for our students, the community, but also family and friends. There is a parking lot up the street closer to 3rd Avenue, but we will not go that high. Therefore, we're not going to block it. We will have 2 local food trucks, and we are also using those in response to lack of staff and just being able to staff the food, and it's just efficient for us to have these 2 trucks to accommodate the 300 to 400 people that we have. We will have face painters and a caricaturist. We won't have any bounce houses. We'll have our student organizations with 6-foot tables lined up closest to the sidewalks with the fire lane in the middle. We will have amplified sound and we'll get the sound permit. We will also invite and inform community members about this event. We put up no parking signs a few days before the event, as well as every building on this block gets a letter from me letting them know at least a week or so in advance of this event. And we're asking for the permit to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And as the event ends at 3 p.m., we have found that we are able to close and clean up the street relatively quickly. So I don't anticipating needing the street closed all the way up until 4. With our facilities group and our security team at MMC, they're very efficient in closing off the street and also removing any barriers to let folks continue to drive and park after we've cleaned up everything. And I think that's about it.
Thank you. Any garage on the street?
Yes, there is a garage close to 3rd Avenue, but we will not be going up that high.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions from the public? Community board?
No raised hands?
Should we ask Addison again? Is Addison unmuting?
Yes.
Yep, I guess I'll make another motion to approve as presented.
Thank you. Anybody voting no, not voting for cause, abstaining?
Michelle?
And Michelle, and
Abstain.
Will also.
Abstain.
You're abstaining? Okay. I assume Wilma said yes, right? Or did not say anything?
I lost her, so I'm trying again.
Okay. The next one is the YCS Fall Festival. It's the Yorkville School. It's a full closure on East 88th Street between York and First Avenue on October 29th from 11 to 4. Does anybody hear from them?
Hello, can you hear me?
Sure.
I think she's on the phone maybe with the woman you guys were waiting to hear.
Okay, so let's get started. That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So keep going or wait?
Sure, keep going.
Okay, so I am on the executive board at the PTA at YCS, and we have a couple other members on the phone call also. We have our PTA presidents, we have 2 moms, we have people that have been on the board before. We are asking for the permit to be from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on October 29th for our annual street fair, which is 88th between York and First. We won't start until 11 and we'll finish at 3 to give us 2 hours to clean up. We've done this so many years. We're like a machine. We got this. We'll be cleared and out of there. We do have 1 parking garage that enters on 2 sides on 88th and 89th. So we're safe there. They can exit on 89th. We are food, as far as food, we are really fortunate to have forged a ton of amazing relationships with the neighborhood, and they've been partnering with us to donate or give it to us at a discount. And the mansion will be giving most of our food. Roma has been cutting us a deal for pizza because it's so expensive. And Heavenly has been providing stuff since they've taken over the neighborhood. We said, hey, we have a lot of people in our school and a lot of people in the community that help you. You help us. Let's partner together. And they have. Phil Hughes on the corner, which you would think was traditionally a bar, has now become a great partner to us, and they support us too. It's really been something quite beautiful over the years that we've been establishing with everybody, and they really enjoy it. They support us, we support them. And so that's for food. We'll have inflatables. We will have games, crafts, entertainment, no amplified music. We have this year, we're going to try to organize a really successful alumni turnout. And a lot of the kids receive credit for their community hours for their middle schools and high schools. So we're gonna invite them to become part of it, go forward and have some ownership and continue to be part of the community at YCS, which is really something beautiful. They love being there and then they're gonna come back. And guess what? It's just sometimes really hard to have volunteers and find people to commit. In this way, they commit. We had probably anywhere from 500 to 700 people coming in and out throughout the day. Super manageable because we have a large street. We have the whole street and make it happen. And what else am I missing? I did the garage, the alumni, the crafts games, the food. I think that's it.
That's it. That's great. And of course, it's open to everybody. I know
It's
that.
open to everybody. That's the point of it. Yeah, it's a fundraiser for us. It would be silly for
So
us.
you charge for the food, I assume you charge for the games also?
Yeah, there's some free events. There's like free crafts. There's one year we did slime was free, which was pretty not a great idea to do free slime. So we don't do that anymore. But there's a few things throughout the street that are free. And Rachel, who's our PTA, co-PTA president, suggested maybe we do a food drive too. And if you give a can, you get a ticket. So we'll be doing that. And we give every kid in the school in a certain amount of tickets for free too.
I was going
So
to
that-
ask if there's a different.
yeah, so that they can
public.
enjoy it.
Okay.
We have a group of parents who, regardless, it's built into our system now that we give the free tickets, but there will also be a group of parents that know how to, give to who else needs it so that everybody can be part of it.
And anybody in the public can buy tickets also.
That's right. Anybody in the public can buy tickets.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the public, from our community board?
We have a raised hand from Michelle. Go ahead, Michelle.
Move to approve.
Great, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. This has been
Seconded.
really fun.
Anybody?
Seconded by Wilma.
What?
Seconded by Wilma.
Oh, wonderful. And anybody voting no, not voting for cause, abstaining? Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I hope we see you guys there.
Yeah, you're my neighbor.
Oh, perfect.
Thanks. The next one is the CHN annual spectacular. It's a full board closing on 92nd Street between Park and Lex, I guess. Where's my next page? No, Park and Madison on Tuesday the 31st. So I guess that's another Halloween.
Hello. Hi, I'm Carolyn King. I'm with Carnegie Hill Neighbors, and we are hosting our 12th annual Halloween Spooktacular on October 31st. We will begin setup at 2 p.m. and we'll have it broken down by 7 p.m. We expect to have anywhere between 200 and 400 people coming through, but they all come through, it's a very much a circulating event. We will not have a DJ this year, which is a change due to new rules about fundraising. We don't have the funds, so we will have a playlist on speakers. We will require amplified sound. We will get a permit from the 19th precinct for that. There is one private garage on the street, and we work with them every year, so that shouldn't be an issue. The event is open to all and there's usually a freeze dance event, a costume contest, dancing, and it's just a really safe, fun way for kids and their families to celebrate Halloween.
Thank you. And food, did you mention food?
There is no food. People will be handing out packaged candy that a lot of the residents offer trick-or-treating.
Oh, of course.
That's the only food.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Anybody want to make a resolution?
Wilma, move to approve.
And I'll second it. Anyone not voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining? Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I think that's it, Saida, right?
Yes, that's everything.
Thank you, everybody. Just repeat what I said. This Saida often puts out a preliminary agenda the beginning of the month. And Saida, am I right that things do change?
Yes, sometimes applications get
updated.
withdrawn. and people don't need to come before us. Sometimes their application is not approved by another entity. So lots of reasons it
And
changes.
I noticed that the sponsoring organizations weren't there and that was added. So what I always do is I look at it at the beginning and then relook at it the last day or so. And I suggest that we all do that. Okay, thank you. Good night and thank you, Saida.
Thank
As
you.
always.
Bye.
Bye-bye.